Hi, this is the Princess of Perfection, Savannah Summers, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers on Wednesday. On YouTube and Castbox, Box, sponsored by Rogue Energy. Use promo code Wrestling with E for 10% off your next purchase. I am, of course, your host, that guy, James J, alongside the leader of Squash Squad, Kaliko Yachts.
And still an honorary member of the Scrunchy Squad, even though, like Sam Cooke says, a change is going to come.
We'll get into that in a minute. And the American Scooter Dust.
I was playing chess earlier with my friend, and he said, let's make this interesting. So we stopped playing chess.
Good man. And it's a great day for wrestling. Last week on our interviews, we interviewed Savannah Summers, the Princess of Perfection. And it was a near perfect interview, if I do say so myself. Savannah is incredible talent, incredible person. Um, and yeah, one of the biggest names in Australia wrestling history. No, Scooter?
Oh, without a doubt. The the second biggest female name in Australia after Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
But seriously though, great. It was a great interview. Always a pleasure to talk with our friends down under. And I apologize for that accent.
and definitely listen to her bizarre adventure. Um, you're gonna you'll feel it's gonna be eye opening.
It might be filled with a lot of fury, a lot of Nick Fury.
All I know is we still owe her mimosas. I will personally, deliver a mimosa.
Like,
Drizzly, that is. I ain't got no Australian money
uh,
in this bitch.
maybe there's a one-eyed, one-horned flying purple people eater. That's really stretching it.
Next week on the show, we have Kennedy Copeland. A very passionate, a very heartfelt interview. Um, we talk about a lot of deep cuts in this interview, and yet we still had a lot of great laughs as well. Um, and and I know I say this all the time, cannot recommend this interview enough. Kennedy is a definitely one of is going to be an incredible big star, and it was great to talk to her. No, Scooter.
Oh, absolutely. Gave us great insight on what it's like to grow up in the Kennedy family. Oh, wait.
Well,
No,
this guy's name is Copeland, not Kennedy.
all right. Hey, jump back from the edge, man.
I mean, we got into how come she still fills out a planner with, old school style. So that was awesome. I didn't think people still use planners.
Well, I mean, when you're the second person on the grassy knoll, you kind of have to. No.
What, the Little House of the Prairie grassy knoll? Or
Again, yeah, you know what? I'll just sum it up like this: toot, toot.
And you don't even have to take our word for it. Here's a 30-second clip of that interview, kind of tell you what's kind of what's going to come from that interview. Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is.
What was the sentence?
Kayfabe is.
Dead. I don't know.
We would have also accepted delicious on toast.
Well, we'll go with that one then. I didn't know this was multiple choice.
It's not.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Neither do we, apparently.
That was a great clip, wasn't it, guys?
Yes. Oh, man, I could not stop laughing after that.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, that is this Wednesday.
Well, we're here for the jokes.
Yes. Next, and the week after that, Mama Shango, and the week after that is Travis Huckabee. Specifically, Mama Shango will be on the 5th of May. Hey, Cinco de Mayo.
Brought to you by Hellman's.
May 12th will be Travis Huckabee, and May 19th. Ooh, bad omen. Jules Malone.
May 19th.
So.
What? Nothing on May 4th?
No, unfortunately not.
No Chewbacca interview? Shit.
I mean, I could check if Scotty B's cousin is available.
Although I want to see what R2D2 still doing these days.
So, May packed with a lot of great interviews. Stay tuned for the rest of May as we figure it out ourselves.
As if they could avoid the rest of May. It's coming, whether you want to or not.
It's gonna be May.
And big shout out to Armani Chaos for winning the Chaotic Women's World Championship.
This was it. Don't worry, Kathleen. Becca's gonna get it back. You still have 2/3 of us on your side.
I really hate you threw me under the bus.
You.
On Twitter. Like, I mean, I was trying to smooth it out with Kathleen, and then you were like, oh, you two dorks, and I was like, fuck you.
I was like, fuck you back. And you're like, fuck you 3 times.
And Kaliko is like, what the fuck? And Becca is like, it's okay.
Pretty much. I'm like,
And I think
I can hold two thoughts at the same time. I can feel sorry for our best scrunchy ambassador, Becca, while feeling happy for Armani. Honestly, if she's going to lose the belt, at least it's to somebody in the family. So that way it just keeps it circling, right? You don't want to lose into somebody we ain't interviewed and, we got this beef going on. That's how Biggie and Tupac died, because people just don't communicate.
Well, maybe Armani can now move to the Gucci main event.
And I mean, now he has a belt to match his shoes.
Leather shoes.
And now that we're kind of finished putting ourselves over,
let's get the best.
Talking about the news, not so great news. Mongo McMichaels, who we've had a lot of fun at his expense on this show, was diagnosed with ALS. It's really unfortunate. Since, this is not maybe the best of times for him, I think it might be time to kind of retire the
Yes. the default answer for the the question. A lot of people, a lot of our guests don't want to answer that default answer. Steve McMichael is officially retired. No longer will Steve McMichael be the default answer for who was the worst performer. Um, and I just want to put an asterisk there saying we never actually said that Steve McMichael was the worst wrestler. That suggestion was actually given to us by a guest and then repeated coincidentally by somebody else. And we just went with the majority on that. But if you go back, you will see never once did we say, oh, Steve McMichael is the worst performer in history. No. No, no, no. In fact, Steve McMichael was actually really, really friggin' entertaining. What
Oh,
he could
absolutely.
be. He really was. I mean, uh, it's still a hell. He was a hell of a football player, man.
And we wasn't trying to be mean or anything, just have a little bit fun.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people also forget that he was at ringside for the main event of WrestleMania 11,
This is correct.
and that he was actually and he actually got into fisticuffs with Kama, aka the Godfather, on Raw.
And we hope that
We hope all works out. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But my 2 cents is we always, yeah, we joke and BS about it, but we always respect the fact that people had the balls to go into the road. So
Oh, absolutely.
I just want people to know that we can differentiate the character from the man, and
Yeah.
that's where because some people kind of think it's not mutually exclusive. Like me as a prime example, Kobe the ball player, Jesus, he was a hog ball. Kobe the man, I respect. So,
I mean, and I'll be the first to say, I myself, I'm a terrible fucking wrestler. I really was. I mean, do I blame my teachers? Maybe. But I'll be the first to say, I'm freaking terrible in the ring when it comes to doing anything. But yeah, that's the thing about this business is that you gotta be open to being told that you're terrible once in a while. That's the thing is that if you're not being told you're terrible, kind of not doing your job right in a sense. But again, that's nothing. The ability to, the ability to perform in the ring and the ability to entertain in the ring are two different skills. And McMichael had both. He did, and um, but in a time in wrestling where things were really shifting. Unfortunately, he got put to the wayside, which really sucks because what he is. In fact, I remember the cementing moment of the NWO taking over WCW was not when uh, Hogan formed it and everything. That definitive almost nail in the coffin was the night after Fall Brawl 96. Kurt Hennig, Steve McMichael, U.S. title. It was the main event. It was the was it 97? 97. It was 97. Yes. Uh, and before I get off on a tangent here, just Mongo, we wish you well, man, and
Absolutely. And you will hear the last default answer Mongo McMichaels for the Kennedy Copeland interview that was recorded um, prior to this discovery. Um, but after that, Mama Sango, no more. We got a new default answer, and you could, if she doesn't give us a worst wrestler of all time, we're gonna give her the new default. Talking from a bad a bad situation to probably the absolute worst. Dave Meltzer. Once again, he is in hot water for talking about Charlotte Flair's looks. Charlotte has told him to go to hell. Why does Dave Meltzer's opinion even matter at this point?
it doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, it again. I mean, it just it doesn't. That's it. That's all I can say. I mean,
Kalika, you got something to say about it?
I mean, nothing really to say. Like it's bad because it right when we are, and I had asked this question amongst other people, but I mean, we are literally entering into the beginning and the genesis of the peak of the golden era for women's wrestling. And then this shit happened. So it's like, fuck. Well, there's that. But I'm surprised Dave Meltzer didn't get the Don Imus shit. Like,
no,
it,
yeah. Well, I mean, Meltzer, for any credit to give him, he didn't, make a racial slur.
true, but it wasn't more about, well, granted, but Don Imus, it wasn't more, it was part of the slur, but it was also the context of nappy headed hoes that got him.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just saying, just like him shitting on women. And I mean, if you don't like Charlotte, that's fine. I always say, like, me personally, I try to be Mr. Good Vibes with any wrestler because they got more balls than I do to get into a ring. But if you're gonna attack them, attack the character, not the fucking person. You know what I mean?
See, the thing about saying it's a peak, to me, that indicates that an intending downward trend is coming.
Oh
There's
no, I said a genesis. I said a genesis. We're at the genesis of the peak. I think personally, it's
okay.
gonna be something where we haven't even seen the peak yet. Like prime example, right? To me, I always say Natalia is like the most underrated wrestler of all time because she was the right wrestler in the wrong era. And now when you can see an era where they're actually getting athletes that can actually go, I feel bad for her because I feel like her skill set could complement anyone's. So to me, when I say the genesis, this is the genesis of the golden era to me. Like, and I think it's only going to get better from there. I'm just clarifying that right now, I don't, in America, I think this is the most respect women wrestling ever got, period. That's why I say it's the genesis.
Well,
You think
I
Dave
mean,
Meltzer doesn't respect women's wrestling?
He never gave any matches 18 stars.
I mean, other than the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker match.
Dave Meltzer is and will always be the ultimate mark.
I think that's a great place to leave off with this conversation.
And speaking of marks,
Mark Carano, head of talent relations, was fired earlier this week over a tweet Mickey James sent of a picture of all of her belongings being in a trash bag.
one, how does he get his hands on her belongings to begin with? Where were they being stored to begin with that they had to be sent back to her? That's just odd to me. But that sheer like disrespect, he clearly was not intending on this being made. Mickey making something of it. Um, regardless of whether or not whatever reason Mark gives, and he's not gonna give any reason. He's not gonna even speak about this.
I mean, he's already fired, so there's no reason to.
Yeah. Like, and be like, oh, I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna send you your stuff in a trash bag. But the question is, was it hefty?
Well, I mean, it better be if they want to sponsor, if they want to support John Cena.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it was hefty and like, if it was hefty and John Cena had delivered it, would we be hearing it? But no.
We would be hearing about John Cena's recent divorce instead of this.
Oh yeah. What? Oh, you mean Wipeout? Wordplay. Yeah. Either way, hashtag Mark Carano's an asshole.
Kaliko, your thoughts?
Honestly, I think that's just a bigger problem of how employees are being treated. And that is what the bigger light's going to be on.
Yes.
And to me, that's going to give wrestlers every right to unionize, or at least try. Because right now they're all independent contractors, but there's been rumblings of unionization.
I mean, there was lots of opportunities to do so, but I kind of feel if it would have happened, it would have already happened. You know what I mean?
All the contractors are independent. See, that's not as catchy.
Next on the news, EC3 was hospitalized for some type of infection. Just another bad thing to happen this week. This was a really bad week for wrestling, wasn't it?
Well, that's just what makes him him and us us.
What?
And that's what makes you just you and me me.
His gimmick, but
The brilliance of that theme song. Oh, it's like Billy Kidman's you can run if you want to.
Run, but you can't hide. I don't know what you did with. I don't have it on.
Yeah,
I'm just a lunatic. What?
For wrestling with karaoke.
Ooh, that might be an
hey, that was with Savannah. Come on, man.
Oh, we do. In fact, we're now going to try and sing with every interview, including Miss Mama Shango. Okay.
What are we gonna sing with Mama Shango?
Oh, that's easy. Papa Shango's theme song. Dong dong. Dong dong dong.
Alrighty then. And last on the bad news bracket for tonight, unfortunately, Ronda Rousey will not be coming back to WWE because she has gotten injured.
Oh,
Earlier this week she announced her pregnancy. I mean, this kid, she left WWE what 2 years ago to try and start a family, and since then Becky was champion for a year, got pregnant, had the baby, and is probably coming back in the next couple of months. Well, what are we thinking here, guys?
I mean, I'm surprised women haven't, trying to like sue us for claiming pregnancy as an injury. But James, don't ever have kids.
I'm gonna try not to.
I mean, I mean, what else can you really like say? I mean, we're happy for her. It's a great joy. I mean, that does indicate to me though that she kind of was take it or leave it about returning to wrestling, full time.
Don't think she was ever gonna come back full time.
I mean, either that or they had some really bad condoms. I mean, sometimes they break. And that's how I had kids number 4 and 5. But yeah, Rhonda will have the kid, and then she'll probably be back fighting like maybe the day after. She won't show at all throughout her entire pregnancy, and then when she finally goes into labor, she'll sneeze ever so daintily and push it out. Choo! And 6 hours later, even after she's been given the epidural, she'll find something in that hospital to turn into a punching bag.
So we're thinking after this injury, which lasts for about 9 months, she's gonna be back and ready to fight right afterwards.
Oh, hell no. 12, think 9 months, then 12 weeks after that, 9 months.
I mean, I can't wait for the mixed infant tag match
between Becky's kid and Ronda's kid.
Exactly. With Mox's kid on commentary.
I mean, if his kid is, yeah, his kid will be born by then. Yeah.
I mean,
Flicker, anything you want to add to this? End us on a good note.
I mean, the proper thing to say is congratulations. I mean, she's always wanted to have an army of kids, so I'm wondering, is this the beginning of like an army? But other than that, congrats, and we'll see her sometime. And I want to say she's 4 months now. I'd say summer 2022 if she decides to come back.
So basically, where she's rousing the Rouseys.
Oh yes. Oh, it's gonna be. I bet you it's gonna be the a reality show, the Rowdy Rouseys.
Produced by WWE.
E Entertainment Television.
Yes, sir.
We're claiming that. That's ours.
Trademark.
Trademark market now. And that will conclude the news for tonight.
And for more news on wrestling, just look at the internet.
What's about our opinions on it, damn it?
I know there's just a lot though. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we don't have the time to really get into everything. I mean, NWA announcing its pay-per-view for June.
Didn't even see that.
Yes, When Our Shadows Fall. The shakeup in WWE corporate as well. But not a lot of people, not even people care about that. 2 new Performance Center recruits from Australia,
Oh, cool.
and they're not Savannah.
Ah, that would have been awesome timing.
But probably the biggest thing that we're not going to talk about is WWE expecting, as of right now, hoping to go back to at least doing a house show a week by midsummer.
I think Kalika was talking about that, them doing SummerSlam in front of a crowd. I don't know if that's gonna actually happen, but we'll see what happens. Still.
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off brands out there that are presenting low quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. And next up, we are wrestling with Impact Wrestling Rebellion preview. It's tomorrow, and this is
It's still not going to have
probably
any
going to be
attendance.
the biggest preview, even more so than Hard to Kill. And let's get into it. The first match on the card: Fire and Flavor,
Well, considering
Kira
that
Hogan and Tasha
Rachel
Steele
Ellering
versus
is,
Jordan Grace and
she make
Rachel
her.
Ellering.
Did they
Who
call
wins
this her
Skittle?
debut or is her return to Impact? Because she's been through there a couple of times now. You know, some people were really thinking that
I mean, you could say that about
Jordan's
WWE
partner,
and
who is
AEW at this
unknown
point as well.
prior to
She's made
Impact
over.
on Access this past week. Um, and making a kind of a big deal out of it, but no, it's Fire and Flavor.
I'm gonna say Fire and
Coleco?
Flavor because Jordan Ann beat one of the tag team champions on the last show. So Fire and Ice.
Fire and Flavor.
Fire and Ice, Fire and Flavor, Fire and Chips,
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the Hole,
Oh,
Fire and Desire. The team with fire is winning, okay?
Not the team on fire.
These girls are on fire. Yeah, I mean, that should have been their name. Girls on Fire. Like the Alicia Keys song.
the Fiend made his return to Impact Wrestling?
I mean,
Yeah,
it all came from
well, you're
Alicia Keys. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
and
now that it's still in
they stole it
personality.
from
Oh,
Katniss
yeah.
Everdeen.
See? See, James, there's always nothing. Nothing is new under the sun.
Yep.
Damn it.
Even I'm not.
Seems that way, doesn't it? Now we got coming up next, Chris Sabin, Eddie Edwards, James Storm, and Willie Mack versus Violent by Design, Eric Young,
What an
Dino,
odd
Joe
grouping.
Doring, and Rhino.
That
Shadow
would be
who
great.
wins.
That's a dream match right there. Rhino versus Rio.
I almost announced Rhino as Rio.
Oh, make it happen, Tony. I mean, come on. We'll give you our ad revenue.
Wee-haw.
I mean, Diener and Doring. Diener and Doring. Doring and Diener. Diener and Doring. Oh God, I've gone cross-eyed. Yeah, Team Sabin.
The team with Rhino will not be winning.
Coleco.
Giveaway when if Tommy Dreamer or Rhino is on the team, they taking that ass whooping. So.
Rhino is the new Tommy Dreamer, and Tommy Dreamer is the new Rhino.
I mean, I'm just using historical precedents with this.
Tommy, please don't hit me with a Singapore
I mean,
can
if they
again.
won
Yeah, please,
fire,
nah,
they would have
we
won.
good, we good. But I'm
Right?
just saying, based on observation.
Next match, Trey Miguel versus Sammy Callahan in a last man standing match. No surprise
Mm,
that who made it. Who's
You
the
would
real
think
winner out of
that
the Rascals?
it almost
Scooter,
seems
who wins
like
the match?
Trey's push is parallel to MSK's push to kind of show that, oh yeah, Trey can succeed without you. Um, but 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 Sammy's gonna win.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
if Trey actually pulls this off, then they're serious about pushing Trey into the main event. But I don't see it. So, Sammy.
Sammy, because as much as Scooter says that part, and I agree with
What
him,
about you,
the
Coleco?
biggest difference is NXT is on a higher plane than Impact. So ain't nobody gonna be fooled. Plus, Sammy, I mean, honestly, I don't know where anyone goes from here because once we get to that main event, so God knows what's gonna happen until we get to that part.
Right. And do you kind of see that maybe
Other way around.
NXT kind of pushed MSK to the
No,
moon just to kind of
because
show Trey Miguel, like, hey,
MSK
this is
coming
what you should
in,
have had?
they literally became like, because keep in mind the tag division in
That's what
NXT
I was
used
gonna
to
say.
be a staple, so they needed some new, right, and they were literally like the boost of adrenaline, not only from their
And now it's
characters
kind
to
of
their
suffering.
movesets, but just how they act and interact in social media wise. So they literally usually when a new tag team come in, they get them hard times, but for some odd reason they had the perfect storm so far. I mean, literally they are the tag team version of Raquel Gonzalez in the sense that in less than damn near a year, they done win came in, won the Dusty Cup, won the tag titles.
They are on the top 3 list of quickest title reign after debuting
They pushed them to the
Yep.
moon.
in the WWE. But the other way around, it's that Trey is being pushed into in proportion with how much MSK is being pushed.
Yep. Because MSK when they came in, it was because I don't see anyone as much as they were cool as the Rascals. I think when MSK came into NXT, it gained just a buzz, such a buzz that Impact had to go, hey, we have the other one, right?
True. Talk
Uh,
about a buzzkill.
oh,
Matt
this hurts me
Cardona is
deep.
fighting Brian Myers
Yeah,
in a singles match. A match
this
nobody
hurts
knew
me
they
deep,
didn't
Shrek.
want to see.
Yeah, because but
How so,
knowing both men, I don't know if I can call this fairly. Yeah, I couldn't hold that with a straight face. Ah, ah, of course, nobody wants to see this. I mean, nobody wanted to see it when they were Zach and Kurt. They're great guys, but oh God, like oh, like yeah, Brian and Matt could make an entire documentary about the ocean dry, for lack of a better word. So hopefully, maybe the power goes out for this match and then comes back after it's over. Just uh, and and and
Alrighty then.
Matt, if you're listening, uh,
I mean,
I
I think
will
that's
bring the potato
happening
salad next
in New
week.
Japan, though. Tell him and tell your girlfriend to respond to my DM,
Uh,
damn it.
will it be a double count out?
Kamiko, your thoughts?
I feel like it would be Matt, but I talk about a 50-50. Like this is 50-50. I'm gonna ride with Matt and we'll go from there. Maybe his girl Chelsea pops back in, helps him win. Who knows?
Going, my thoughts on the match? I'm going with spontaneous combustion. Next match is Austin with Madman Fulton versus Josh Alexander and
Hmm.
TJP in a three-way match for the Impact X Division Championship. Who wins, Scooter?
It seems like they're both trying to do something with Ace and Alexander. I wonder if they would give Alexander the win just to spite Ethan Page. But I don't know if Impact cares enough to do that. So I'll say Ace retains.
Kaliko?
I'm thinking, and that was me thinking. Uh, hey man, that's a good, interesting match. I'm gonna pick TJP.
You could have talked with
He
the
gets a
audio
lot of
on, damn
hate,
it.
so I'm gonna go with TJP. TJP. There you go.
This would be like his 15th X Division title reign at this point.
Between all the characters, shit, he's basically the steady hand. I mean, but it was between him and DJZ when they were.
I mean, I kind of felt like Josh Alexander is maybe a steady hand as well. I mean, he could have left with Ethan Page, I suppose. Um,
He
he
couldn't have
is
left
still
with
there, so
Page. They're under two different
maybe
contracts.
they
They
call up
didn't debut as the North.
Alexander. True, but I mean, he could have still had an option to leave at some point, and maybe you want to keep the guy happy so he doesn't leave for greener pastures, so to speak. Next match, Deanna Purrazzo versus Tania Dashwood
Is
with
this
Caleb with a K. Winner,
is anyone
Deanna.
else
Do we
shocked that we're actually
any
announcing that this is a
objections?
match for Impact's main title? Impact main
I
title?
object. I fucking object. I object. I'm gonna give her the puncher's chance. God damn it.
Yeah. A woman with two hands and a Caleb with
So
a
you
K
think
has a no chance in hell. I'm sorry.
I'll ride that horse
I
until
mean,
I'm gonna
you've
ride
given
that
her a
horse
fighting chance,
till
what
the
now?
leg breaks off.
And how many times have you been knocked out, Kaliko? I'm sorry.
Gargano's been
So
fucking
basically, it's a
killing
Johnny
these
Gargano
takeovers. What are
thing.
you
You're
talking
gonna
about?
keep going
So
with him
Tennille
for a
Dashwood is Old
takeover
Town
win
Road,
until it
apparently.
actually happens.
And for your information, Johnny Gargano undefeated in takeovers for the North American title, which he happens to hold. Boom! Stick it in your pipe right there. Smoke it.
Undefeated on takeovers that occurred on odd numbered days of the year while the moon was in a waiting gibbous when there was exactly a 20-knot wind blowing outside Full Sail University.
On a crescent moon.
And when Candace was on the rag. Caleb. Deanna.
Scooter, Deanna, or Tennille? Yep. Next match. Finn Juice, David Finlay and Juice Robinson versus the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson for the tag team championships. Who wins, Scooter?
Let's see. How do I put this? Rolling down the street, smoking in dough, sipping on Finn and juice.
The Good Brothers.
Oh,
Did I steal
Kalika?
what you wanted to do, Kaliko?
No, because I think Finjuice beating God was a fucking anomaly. So Finjuice beating the Good Brothers was a
Like,
fucking anomaly. So therefore,
you didn't
all
want
will be right in the world.
you didn't want to sing. You didn't want to sing Finn and Juice with me to get in juice. No,
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 no.
no. More of a Cabernet guy.
No,
Rum
what are
and
you?
Coke and rum and Cokes. Come on, man. I'm not gin and juice. Rum and Cokes. Now if it was rum and Cokes, all day.
3 tequila floor.
5 tequila, 6 tequila. Rock, please send me
What
more because
happened to
I fucking ran out
one tequila, two
and
tequila?
I need some for this baby shower that's coming up. So hell yeah. If the Rock is out there, please hear my prayers. I
Yeah,
love that shit like water.
the baby with tequila. Gin and juice.
Hey,
That's how I
that
get
don't
my.
mean that don't mean the pregnant person got to drink the tequila. Everybody else can drink the tequila. Yeah, specifically for me and for anyone who is not pregnant. Yeah, yeah.
You want?
Specifically just for Kaliko.
It's not me going to a baby shower. It's more of a baby shower coming to my house. So
So when did guys start going to baby
that
showers?
part.
Party out in the bathroom.
No, I'm gonna be on my porch watching the
Sipping
Kamaru
on
Usman
Finn
fight
and
because
juice.
it's tomorrow. Yeah, I'm watching the Kamaru Usman fight. So Brock, if you could just send it overnight, that would even be better. Like immediate, because tonight is the Usman fight, and I need it now. Like now.
Now, going back to, Finn Juice versus the Good Brothers, I know you had a major opinion about them losing the championships to Finn Juice. We never actually kind of talked about it, but it kind of seems like you're on the notion they kind of
It was
only
so
won the
out of I
championships for a cup of coffee until they go
not
back to
no
Japan,
disrespect to them,
correct?
but the way they won it, it seemed like so out of pocket. Not saying that they didn't deserve it, but it just felt like that was the last thing that was gonna happen that night, right? Like prime example, when they were in the tag title match with God, the last thing you were thinking was Finjuice winning, right? Then Finjuice won, and everybody's like, "Oh shit!" And then God was like, "Fuck this, we just gonna beat that ass," and then they beat
Right.
that ass. So I'm using historical precedent here, James.
Your
Let me
wife.
ask you this. Who does Finn Juice have to
Wow.
beat for us to kind of take them seriously as a tag
God
team?
damn harsh.
Who said that? Who said that?
Now my
Wow.
issue with Finn Juice is
Damn, that's
that
cold.
I always felt like Juice was when he was in New Japan and he was a singles guy, he had an argument to be like one of the top 5 American stars over there, right?
Are we sure we didn't like imagine that?
No, I'm dead ass. Like, yo, as far as like his character and
Right.
everything, and I felt like the Moxley shit was going to push his ass to the moon because it was going to put him to another gear. See, I'm thinking Juice still has that gear and he never got to settle that score. I would personally rather have him settle that score because it ain't like Mox is doing shit with the belt anyway.
Sure. I mean, Finley, you could say, oh, he's the weak link of the team, but
Finley.
he did do very
Yeah.
well in
And he
the
loves
New
to fight.
Japan Cup, and he did beat Jay White as well. So, you could say Finn Juice, but it kind of does seem like they're kind of giving them a little bit more just for
Not so
being
much.
sticking with the company, so to speak. Does that make sense?
I wanted to hear what the TV was going to say about method and technology. Ah, dang. Oh well.
It doesn't matter
Alrighty
what
then.
they think. No, just
Maybe next. Main event: Rich Swann versus Kenny Omega, title
Uh,
versus title match for the Impact World Championship
God.
and AEW World Championship.
Every time.
Scooter, who wins?
Like, if this was, if you compare this to like a sexual fetish, this would be edging to its greatest degree. Yeah, this would be the biggest cock tease essentially in having it believable that Rich Swann will walk out with both belts. The thing is though is that they're 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 relying on this. This event is a one trick pony. And I guarantee that, of course, the main event is probably going to be the most watched in Impact's history. And given the fact that there's those rumors of the TNA name as a brand returning, which Moose is probably now kicking himself. Like, you made me get rid of that belt. But I'm expecting something really
Who's
freaking
sitting on the
crazy
curb?
here. And I know I'm gonna be disappointed. I know I'm gonna be wrong. But I'm gonna say it anyway because it's appealing to the little kid mark in me. And I'm gonna say Rich Swann. But I know I'm wrong.
this is without a doubt the most consequential
Felico?
match in their history slash existence. Everything in me is like Rich Swann has to bring it home, right? Like it just screams it. But common sense is telling you, really, like against Omega, and you just got to look at how Omega is booked in AEW, which is like an untouchable heel with a bunch of people helping him. So I'm with Scooter. My mind wants to say Rich Swann, and I'm gonna throw it out there because I think Rich Swann, if he wins this, this is the biggest win of his career. That's true too. And my problem is Impact has been like a doormat so far in this
That'd be the biggest
relationship.
win for
So I
Impact
need to
as
figure
well.
out like where is this payoff coming from? And I would think that if this ain't their payoff, then they'll never see a payoff.
I want Kenny to produce. I want Kenny to lose just so he can start producing a series of "Stop Looking at Me, Swan" T-shirts.
you know, I get both of your what you guys are coming from. I think there's an alternative as well that everybody kind of missed. And this kind of goes to what Scooter said, that kind of tease. Um, double disqualification, double count out.
I believe
No,
this is a winner take all.
a stipulation where the title actually can change hands.
There is going to be a decision. Otherwise,
Yeah,
why?
that's what I thought. I thought it was gonna be definitive.
Yeah, why have Morrow come in for it? Not because it's a one-off for Morrow because he's doing everything else with
Oh, I
Showtime.
mean,
So
once you got him in, I mean,
I mean, plus they're also bringing in Jr.
Yeah, Morrow and Jr. Which
yeah,
Jr. hasn't been on the good books. Yeah,
yeah,
nah.
Jr. from
that's a great
15
combination right
years
there by this
ago.
so much.
Hell yeah. Morrow could rap the phone book and I would fucking kill it because
Yeah,
I just love his hip hop references. He can boy.
yes.
No, I just love how he is like the hip hop head of. He's the only person I've seen tie hip hop into anything. Like
If
I can see
anybody,
him going, Rich Swan, just like Big Sean, he took a L, but tonight he wants to bounce back. See, like little shit like that, and I'm like, fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the shit. I'm like, yo, I'd listen to a soundtrack of nothing but Morrow hip hop quotes.
and Kenny Omega, just like Big Sean, always talking out of his bunghole. Drake is a drunk uncle.
You know, so Rich Swan wins. He's not being on AEW TV. I mean, he's not winning.
Probably.
Double champion Rich
I
Swan, no.
mean, we're
So,
all gonna be,
gotta
we're
be
all
Kenny
like,
Omega, right?
yes, this is gonna be something meaningful. Yes, 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 and then they're gonna pull back and be like, finish yourself.
What are the chances of Kenny Omega winning both championships and then either with Swan or somebody else comes out right after the match, challenges him for the Impact Championship, beats him,
Slim the
and
fucking none.
he was
They're gonna
double
end
champion
that
for
bitch
30
with somebody
seconds,
holding
but
belts.
now he's
That's the
just
problem. And to
AEW champion
me,
once again.
it would make more sense on Impact's pay per view to have Impact's champion raising the fucking belts. Otherwise, you might as well just get usurped by AEW and call it a goddamn day.
I like there's nothing that's stopping.
I mean,
Uh, you know, now that I really think about this, we might have been seeing how this is gonna play out all along already.
Moose is gonna fuck him over.
No, but there's gonna if Swan wins, there's gonna be some sort of denial from Don Callis, and Kenny Omega is going to be AEW champion, as is Swan, and they will give Omega his own AEW championship. I mean, we may have just been seeing that with
oh
the
my God.
TNA title and
You
the
know,
Impact title,
I wouldn't put it past him.
but I doubt they're that smart.
True.
No.
Probably not. Yeah. um, the biggest problem with this is that it's for the AEW Championship. And I think that's where everybody kind of has their reservations. If this was for the Impact Championship solely, we would have been like, oh yeah, which one without a doubt. Maybe Kenny Omega,
No.
maybe, but no, which one?
You're not wrong,
Am I
but
wrong in
I
kind of
think
saying
me
that?
and Scooter have like this mustard seed of faith. if you want to go there, a mustard seed's faith that Rich Swann can do it. That's the difference. That's the biggest difference, honestly. Like Jesus, but I feel like he has to, because what does Kenny gain by getting the Impact Championship? Is the question.
The antidote.
By
A vaccine.
Vice, what does Rich Swann gains more with the ring
Close to nothing.
than Kenny? Had tenfold.
I get that, yeah. Alright, I think we'll conclude our coverage of Impact Wrestling's Rebellion. We will maybe review the show next week, maybe we won't, depending on how we're feeling. Maybe if it's a Thursday. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. Join us for our interview with Kennedy Copeland this Wednesday as well. And support our sponsors, Rogue Energy. When you support them, you support us. Use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. And you can always follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at WrestlingWithE for everything coming up, news, the show, all that good
You
stuff.
can find
And you
me.
can follow us
That's as long
individually
as you find me.
I'm at James
And on Twitter at Scooter
where can they
Dust.
find Scooter?
And at holding down for the UNB Network at UNBS Wrestling. Also, hashtag Scrunchy Squad 2/3. You are now known as London Van
Did I
Dale.
inadvertently got myself in with Paris Van Dale
Paris?
as well?
Venice Van Dale.
I don't know who that is, so I can't be insulted.
You can find me looking for the rest of my scrunchies at I Am Kaliko. Man, we are just pushing you under the bus, huh?
Definitely that. We're taking them out from under it and then throwing them under again.
You sure are.
Just like the Mortal Kombat, just like Scorpion. Get over here.
I blame Kathleen for this.
Fatality.
Fatality. For Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.